Hello, it's Riega Pack, and today I will be discussing my topic on hazing. So, trying to fit in is not easy, especially when you're put in a situation where you're completely new and you don't know anyone. And trust me, I've been there. However, some people will do whatever it takes just to fit in, and this is where most hazing situations take place. Now, I'm going to tell you a story. So, college freshman Alice had just started her first year at the University of Connecticut, otherwise known as UConn. However, none of her high school friends have attended this college, so of course she was unfamiliar with the students and the school. So, in order for Alice to obtain new friends as well as express herself, she had decided to join a sorority. However, what she didn't know was that this sorority had other plans for her. All new recruits of the sorority had been invited to a fraternity house party. However, here, Alice was forced to drink large amounts of alcohol, stripped of her clothes, tied up, and then forced to do sexual acts. Now, this type of activity is called hazing. Now, let me ask you a question. What are your thoughts on bullying? Of course, most people would say bullying is bad, immoral, and of course it should not be done. Now, hazing is just one form of bullying. Hazing, in a more defined manner, is any action or situation with or without the consent of the participant which recklessly, intentionally, or unintentionally endangers the mental, physical, and academic safety and health of a student. In a more simpler way, it's just a more intensified form of bullying which can cause severe injury or even death. Now, because of the hazards and dangers posed by hazing on the physical safety of a person, not to mention the mental damage that it can cause, hazing should be prevented and stopped. Now, hazing most commonly takes place in college fraternities, sororities, or sport groups, but it can also be found in different high school groups. Now, different types of hazing include body branding, body shaving, body paddling, consummation of large amounts of alcohol, as well as public nudity. Now, there are different levels of hazing. There are the more subtle levels and then the more extreme levels. However, nonetheless, hazing imposes a negative effect on people. As research has shown, 82% of hazing deaths have involved alcohol. Now, when will these hazings stop? When will there be enough deaths for someone to realize that hazing should not be done and it should be halted? Now, hazing does not only pose a physical damage to a person, but it can also damage them mentally. Now, when a person joins a sorority, not everyone knows this person's background, and this is known as hidden harm as defined by the University of Arizona. An individual could have undergone any mental illness, or family member has undergone a mental illness, or they have undergone any issues involving drugs, alcohol, rape, abuse, or any other type of issue, and this issue could have been triggered inside of the person due to the hazing. Now, once this has triggered a reaction in the person, this can traumatize them from 2 months to their entire life. And once a person has been affected by this mental damage, who knows what could further happen to them. Studies have shown that 71% of those people who have been hazed have suffered from negative consequences. Those consequences involve sleep deprivation, decrease in academic work, and decrease in social interaction. Now, hazing does not only pose physical and mental damage to a person, but it is also illegal. I mean, most activities exercised from hazing is illegal, as most laws state that if any physical harm comes to a person from any activity, it is considered a felony. And most college campuses have recognized this and have created policies. However, there are still hidden hazing events that have been occurring. Now, some people may say that, oh, you're just overreacting. Hazing isn't actually that bad. Hazing is just like having fun. But there's a difference between having fun and then just being plain reckless. a simple drinking game can turn into a hospital ride that can even turn into a death of a person. Now, other people may argue that hazing is a form of tradition, and you should not break tradition. But how can you honor and praise a tradition when this tradition involves harm, death, and does not provide any positive contribution in any way? Also, some people may also argue that hazing is a form of unity and bonding that most groups use, but I disagree with that. I believe that if hazing occurs, it can cause further tension within a group. For example, if someone has been hazed as an initiation towards the group, however reacts in a negative way, let's say they feel embarrassed about themselves or they just feel uneasiness within the group, then it can easily break the group apart. Also, hazing, as most people would argue, can promote self-expression and expression of power. For example, if someone were to pass a hazing task, then they would be praised and they would obtain self-esteem. However, hazing can do the exact opposite of that. For example, if a person had gone through such a traumatizing event of hazing, then they may never return to themselves again. They will not only suffer with self-humiliation, but they will also be degraded of their self-esteem, and they may not even be able to look at themselves ever again. And also, people of the group that does the hazing may also bully certain people who are unable to finish a hazing task, calling them chickens or people who are unworthy of honor and praise. So hazing not only can cause physical damage and mental damage, it is also illegal and can also put lives on the line. So as my final point, hazing is dangerous, vile, savage, and painful not only on physical and mental physical levels, but on mental levels as well. And it has caused harm and danger to the physical health and safety of a person, and has violated the laws that protect us. And everyone goes through hardships trying to fit into society, but when your life gets put on the line, is it really worth the risk? Thank you.